All right, so I am in lesson 1 for our Excel Workbook. This is an overview lesson that kind of gives you some info about what Excel is and how to navigate around in it. So you want to go ahead and open up your book, also open up Excel, and we want to make it a little bit smaller so it will fit to our screen and we can see both our book and our Excel window. So I'm gonna just do a little resizing here just so I can see everything. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to learn about starting Excel, creating a workbook, working in the Excel window, customizing the quick access toolbar, changing workbook and window views, and working within an existing workbook. Navigate to name cells, ranges, or workbook elements. Okay, so when we open up Excel, you will notice that it looks pretty similar to Word. It still has ribbons and it has command tabs, such as Home, Insert, Page Layout, but it has some different tabs like Formulas, Data, Review, View. Also, within those tabs, it has different groups, similar to what we've seen before. I'm going to go ahead and open up a blank workbook over here so you can see. But you'll notice that down here it has this tab that says Sheet. Okay, this means that this is a worksheet, and I can add more sheets, okay, which then makes this document an actual workbook. So you need to know the difference between a workbook and a worksheet. Excel opens to a list of templates. In most cases, you choose blank workbook or open a previous file. A workbook or a spreadsheet file is a collection of many worksheets. Think of a workbook as a physical book with many pages. Okay, within each book, you'll have these different sheets. So we'll be working with sheet tabs and all that sort of stuff coming up. So, start Excel. With the window open, click the Start button in the lower left corner of Windows, or you can type right here, and I'm Cortana. Go ahead and type in Excel. You should open up the document. And in the list of applications, click Excel. You're going to open up a blank workbook similar to what I did right here. Okay, so it says over here, a workbook is a grid composed of rows, columns, and cells, or a worksheet, I mean. Each worksheet has columns. Okay, so these are each called columns, and they are labeled by the alphabet. And we have rows, which are labeled by the numbers. Okay. And then each individual box is called a cell. Thus, the first active cell in the worksheet you usually open is A1. You can tell it is the active cell because it has this green outline. And right here in the name box, it'll say what cell you're clicking in. So when you click in a different cell, for instance, H4 right here, it'll say in the name box H4, and you'll see the green box around it. That means it's the active cell. Similar to in Word, we also have our quick access toolbar, which we'll be working on in a little bit. And if you hover your mouse over different commands, you will see a screen tip. Okay, so it says to get ready, use a blank workbook. We're going to point to each icon on the quick access toolbar, such as save. We have can't undo and can't redo because we haven't done anything to our document yet. It says on the right side of the quick access toolbar, click the drop down arrow, and we're going to click on open. When I do that, the open menu appears. And it says click the down arrow again, and we're going to click on quick print. Okay, I'm on page 4 in my book. Next, it says click anywhere on the quick access toolbar and select, well, I'm going to click on the down arrow and click show quick access toolbar below ribbon. Okay, it moves down here. Then it says right click on the home tab and we're going to click on collapse ribbon. Now the only tabs remain on display, increasing, or let's see, sorry. It says now only the tabs remain on display and it increases your workspace area. Right click on the home tab again and we'll click collapse ribbon. Your ribbon reopens. On the right side of the quick access toolbar, which now appears below the ribbon, we're going to click the drop down arrow, which is kind of hidden. You have to hover over it to find it. And we're going to click the show above ribbon button. You can remove these if you'd like to, or you could add new buttons, whatever you think might be important. I like to just go ahead and add as many as I can because it just actually saves time in the long run. So it says right now to pause and close Excel. Okay, so it's going to tell us to launch a new workbook. You know what? I'm not even going to close out of it because we didn't do anything. So leave this one open. It says click on the home tab if necessary and select cell A1. We're going to type 456 and press the tab key. Okay, when I press tab, it moves to the next column or next cell. In the lower right corner of the font group, click the dialog box launcher. Okay, format cells opens up. In most cases, Calibri will show with 11 point without bold or italics. Notice that the font tab of the dialog box is active. It says to scroll down the font list and choose Cambria. Okay, and then click OK. Cell B1 is now the active cell. Type 456. Okay, and then press the tab key on your keyboard. Notice the difference in appearance between the number and the one you entered in A1. Click the View tab, and in the Workbook Views group, click the Page Layout command. In this view, you can see margins where page breaks, and you can add a header or footer to your document. Okay, so you can only add headers and footers if you're in Page Layout view. In the Workbook Views group, click Normal. It returns the worksheet to the view that no longer shows rulers, headers, footers, or page breaks. Okay, I'm on page 6 right now, step 8, I just finished. We're going to go on to this next step, split the window. Get ready, use the workbook you left open in the previous exercise. And it says to click in cell F1. Okay, and in the views group, we're going to click on the split button. Okay, when we do that, and now notice that the screen is split vertically into two different panes. We have a left pane and a right pane, and you should see two different scroll bars. In the horizontal scroll bar on the right pane, hold down the right arrow until you see cell AA1. So we're going to scroll over until we see AA1. Okay, and we're going to click inside of it. Notice that you can still see over here A1 and B1. Okay, they're split panes. It's the same document, but it's just allowing you to see a different part of the workbook. It says to click the split again to turn it off. This time we're going to click in cell A17 and we're going to click split. Now notice that there are two different panes. We have a top and a bottom with two different scroll bars. Okay, so we're going to click split to undo that, and it says next to click in F14 and click split. Okay, now we actually have four different window panes. Okay, it says choose the lower right quadrant by clicking in any cell in that pane. And then scroll down to display row 40. And in H40 right here, we're going to type 236 and press enter. Okay, when you press enter, you move down to the next row. The data you entered in cells A1 and B1 should still show, and along with what you just entered in cell H40. Okay, it says to click the split to remove the split. Okay, we should no longer see H40. And it says to close the workbook and do not save. So this time I am going to close out. Do I want to save the workbook? Don't save. Okay, next we're going to work with an existing workbook, navigating a worksheet. So I need to locate 01 Contoso employee info. So navigate to that document. I have to go to my info tech, Excel MOAC, data files, lesson 1. And I'm going to go ahead and open up this document. Close out of it. I'm going to click on enable editing. And I'm going to move this back. Okay. So, it says to press Control End to move to the end of the worksheet. Okay, which in this case, sorry, it's D27. Okay, it says to press and hold Control Home. It'll move to the beginning of the worksheet, cell A1. In the name box, it says to type in A3 and press enter. Okay, it'll move to the next, to that cell, making it active. Next, it says to press the control button plus the down arrow. Okay, when you do that, it'll go to the very end of your document. So control down arrow to go to the last row of data. Okay. All right. I'm not sure why it did that. Oh, I think I held it down for too long. So there we have that. So it should have taken us control down arrow. If you do it quickly, it'll take you to A27. If we press and hold the control right, it'll take us to D27. If we press and hold the control down arrow again, then it will take us down to the very last row, which is 1,048,567 rows. That's a lot of rows, okay? And then if I press and hold the right arrow, okay, this is as far as it'll go to the right, which is pretty far. Okay, press and hold the control home key to go back to the top. It says to use the vertical scroll bar to navigate from the beginning to the end of the data. If your mouse has a wheel, roll the wheel forward to and back to quickly scroll through the worksheet. So if you use your rolly arrow on your mouse. It'll help you to navigate quickly. Pause and leave the workbook open for the next exercise. Okay, we're still going to use the same document. Click in cell A17. Okay, and it says delete A17 and type med assist. Then press enter. Okay, and then it says to select M11. So that's all the way over here. And then on the Home tab in the Editing group, we're going to click on Find and Select and click Go To. Okay, we should see this box that pops up. Oh, you know what? We did this wrong. Okay, we needed to type this in the name box. So in A17, we're going to go to this name box up here and we're going to delete this and type med assist, then press enter. Okay, then go to M11 and on the Home tab in the Find and Select group, we're going to click the Go To button. Now we should see this, okay? In the list, go to Med Assist and then click OK. It should take you to this document. Now, if you still have Med Assist in here, go ahead and type in Delamore. I accidentally made that mistake. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now we're going to click the Find and Select button again, and we're going to Go to Special. This time we're going to click on, in the Go to Special dialog box, click the last cell, and then click OK. Alright, and it'll take us down there to the end. Alright, so we are done with this for now. You guys can go ahead and do the knowledge assessment for today and utilize your book. Okay, to help with the knowledge assessment, it might be a good idea to go back and look at some of these terms for Excel to help. Good luck, and we will see you tomorrow.